Om Shanti. We sit in Baba's remembrance and with the thought to offer bhog to Baba and also to Dadi Janki. So we sit with that much love for Baba and also for Dadi, because Dadi has served each one of us and sustained out of us, all of us. I think everyone got blessing from Dadi. But to meet Dadi now, when she's in her angelic form, we also have to adopt to angelic form. You all know how to adopt your angelic form? There are 2 steps we have to do. One is that gradually we go beyond. We go beyond the elements of our body. We go beyond sun, moon and stars. And then we get into in stage where going beyond, in other words, we are connecting ourselves with our angelic form of light. So very gradually, like you feel very light, and then think of yourself in this body of light. And then you connect there in subtle regions. So that's one step. And second, of course, that you stay connected with your body. It's not you disconnect with your body, but you're going beyond. And also you have to go beyond even, like sometimes you have very subtle thoughts, many times even when I have to go offer book to Baba, then everyone thinks, oh, Baba will give message. So their all thoughts are really, you have to get message or let's see what Baba, but still you are thinking, no? But we should be in very total silence of angelic stage. And then you are able to experience Baba, experience Dadi. You are able to listen what Baba has to say. If you are still connected with your own thoughts of what you want and what Baba should tell us this, Baba should tell us this. So these are very subtle thoughts. But actually, when you totally go beyond, you are also free from your own thoughts. You just want to be there with Baba, not thinking, let's see what Baba is saying, what Baba is. These subtle thoughts are still there. But now is the time to go into that angelic stage and of total silence. And then you are able to feel Baba's pure energy. You are able to experience Baba's love. Then you are able to even to feel what Baba wants to say. So this should be our practice now. It's a kind of practice. And maybe Baba gave us this opportunity when we are offering bhog for 13 days, which generally I don't think I have done for anyone. I have done for 4 days, I have done for 6 days or 1 week. But we are all doing together, and I am with all of you. We're doing it for 13 days. And it's a chance that we all should sit in such a way that we are able to create our angelic form and we are able to connect with Baba. Now, when it comes to, connecting with Baba and Dadi, Baba also inspires us to be in that incorporeal and angelic stage now. Dadi always used to say that we have to inherit fully from Baba. We have to become Baba's heir. So how do you become heir quality? So that means you have to take full from Baba. So one time Dadi Janki said that I am using God's energy. I'm not using my energy. I'm saving that energy for myself to be used wherever it's necessary. So then she said that, are you all using God's power or your own powers? or power of yoga. So we said, what is the difference? Because when we're doing yoga, it's God's power. She said, no. When you get powers through yoga, that means you practiced and connected and took from Baba, and you use those powers. Like you use power of tolerance, you use power to adjust. But when there are circumstances where you find that even what powers you have, they are used properly, not that they are not enough. You understand? That means we have to have all powers in full capacity. But when we find it's not enough, and it's Baba's task, and it's question of sometimes my own need, then that's where God gives power. But if you don't use your own powers and keep saying, Baba, give me power, Baba, I want to be powerful, Baba will say, no, have power of yoga. So then through yoga, you have these 8 powers. Even more than 8 are power of truth, power of non-violence, power of love, many extra powers than 8 powers. So we have to accumulate those powers and we have to use those powers. But then when they are not sufficient at certain time, then Baba gives his powers. And when Baba gives his powers, you feel it, then they become your powers. And then you will say, oh, it was God's power, not me. It was not me, it was Baba's power. It was Baba who was present. So automatically from your mouth, there will be this whole feeling of it was God's powers, God's power. That is something important. And secondly, whenever there is this proper connection with Baba, then intellect is very clear. But also with the clarity of intellect, there is contentment. It's a very, very subtle kind of full contentment when you are connected with Baba. But if you are struggling little bit even in connecting, then there can't be contentment. Contentment will be, okay, I'm okay, everything is okay, things are going okay, but there is something where you feel complete and contented. That feeling of being complete and content only comes when there is connection with Baba properly. So every morning at Amrit Vela, whenever we sit, even for a few moments, this practice of going beyond, free from thoughts, connect with Baba. So then that current, the Sakash which will come. Because then Sakash is working on you. We always think of giving Sakash to others, right? But first I have to receive Sakash. And when you know current, connection brings current, no? So like in this room, there is connection of light. So there is current. So there are 2 things with the current. One is everything is functioning. When everything functions, but suddenly we find one light is not functioning, we know there is something wrong with connection, that without that lamp. So in this way, connection with Almighty Baba, connection with one who is ocean, brings this feeling of fullness, and then there is contentment inside. So what I noticed with Dadi, that all our attention was always to stay combined with Baba, be companion of Baba, both ways, no? I need Baba's company, and Baba says when I go for service, or for my very sharing of subtle secrets, I also need companions. So Dadi used to share how I am companion of God, but God is not only my companion, I am companion of God too. So you understand 2 things, right? One is Baba is my companion, and other is Baba want me to be his companion. So in the beginning, we used to hear this example that when Baba, a merchant or goes for the business to sell his goods, then he takes a briefcase or a bag and put the best samples in there to show to the client, to customer, so that he gets business. Oh, it's a very good piece. Can I get 200 like this? So if your life is good example, if you are true diamond, if you are good sample, good example, then Baba travels with you. Baba takes you with him on service where he can show, display. Once Baba told me that you have to be such example that I can display it in front of the world. At that time, we didn't know there will be world surveys or we will go to all around the world. But I always remember that we have to be such good example that Baba can show that piece to the world and say, this is what I create, this is my new creation. So this way you always remember that what your thoughts, your words, your practical life should be, to be such a good example, whether as in family or at center, wherever we are. We have to always remember that Baba is my companion and I am Baba's companion, both ways. So I think that Dadi is giving us this opportunity, including the situations in the world, because everyone has to stay home compulsory, right? It never happened before that we stayed home. So compulsory Baba is putting us in a bhatti. People, Dadis did 14 years of bhatti. We wanted 14 weeks. Baba said, at least try for 14 days, right? Even we all are still busy with our routine, but pay attention little extra that I got these 14 days to stay home. And I always say stay home means also your intellect to your home of the soul. And that is incorporeal world, soul world. So Dadi was really, really not only connected with Baba, but used God's powers. Just imagine how much she traveled. Even recently, she was in Bangalore, then she was in Pune, then she was in many, many places. So who was doing that? This was Baba. She said, okay, Baba is taking me. I'm going with Baba. Baba will make it happen. So she really kept Baba, not only mind and intellect, but also his presence by remembrance. Remembrance creates that presence of God. It's through remembrance you get God's power. So keep aim of more and more remembrance. As Baba said, you settle karmic accounts also, but you also get powers from Baba, and soul also becomes Satopradhan. So I think we got this opportunity to be with Baba and also to serve self and the world. Whole world we have to serve. Om Shanti.